Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of the Gilded City to the Lost Kingdom. We are back again this week with yet another episode for you. Don't forget, of course, to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell here on YouTube, follow the podcast, leave us a rating / review on whatever your podcast platform allows you to do that. And yeah, I don't really have any other announcements. So
Announcements.
Oh. Let's go ahead and dive on in to this week's episode. Content warning. Ravenloft as a setting can feature disturbing themes and ideas, and while it is never going to be our intention to upset anyone, it is worth noting. Be advised that this story arc features ghosts, dysfunctional families, cruel clergy, murder, and references to suicide. Last time,
Here we go.
the party began to investigate the circumstances that surrounded Bryant Ainsley's death in earnest, first seeking out information about the priest Brother Francis. After heading to the Church of Ezra and convincing the lead priest there to help, the party discovered that Brother Francis seemed to have been quite corrupt, bringing in a significant amount of personal wealth. He has disappeared since helping the elder Ainsleys, and the people of the church don't know where he went. Afterwards, the party returned to Van Richten and used restoration magic to temporarily restore him to his senses. He told them that the only way forward was to break the curse keeping Bryant contained and finish his business with his love. He advised them to speak to the Weathermay Foxgroves for information about the Ainsley family before succumbing once again to the curse of madness that he gained while in the Ainsley Village Manor. After speaking to the Weathermay Foxgroves, the party learned about the string of misfortune the Ainsleys have had the last few years, and their desperation to find a husband for their daughter, Katrina. The party have concocted a plan to disguise Artemis as a distant relative of the Foxgrove family and present him as a possible suitor for Katrina. They have returned to Van Richten's shop, where they await the Weathermay Foxgrove twins' arrival with stuff to help Artemis in his disguise.
Nothing will go wrong.
Nope, everything's gonna be perfectly fine, I'm sure. All of your plans always work 100% of the time.
And exactly the way we want them to.
I feel like we had one that just went off without a hitch, and we all just kind of blinked at each other.
It may have, I don't know, I don't remember, but it may have been when you went after Maravaldi, because you were like, we're not making a plan, we're just breaking into his house and fucking killing that guy. And you did it, and it
Yeah, we did that.
It took one round of combat of him being in that combat or something like that.
Yeah, you did some crazy divine smite damage, and yeah. But that was then afterwards was the first time you met Octavia's mom, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Octavia's mom.
Anyway, we're not there now. We're here in Morden. So you are in Van Richten's shop. Is there anything anyone wants to do while you are waiting for the twins to arrive.
Yeah, I want to go shopping.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's late afternoon at this point, so the shops are still open. You can go into
I
town.
want to go shopping in Van Richten's shop.
but
I mean, I'm sure we can go shopping elsewhere, but
you want to see what Van
Yeah.
Richten's got in the
Yeah. Let's
purple
support small
shop.
business.
Yeah, you can do that.
If we're gonna be here for a while, Bowmin wants to go out and just kind of look around the town. See if
Okay,
there's any odd jobs he might be able to earn some gold from.
extra gold. Okay. Anybody doing anything else?
I'll do the same thing Bowman's doing.
Okay, so Jinarra is gonna go with Bowmin. And the rest of you are staying at the shop and seeing what is on offer there. Is that correct?
yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's start with Bowmin and Jinarra wandering around town. Go ahead. I'll have both of you make me
Actually,
invest-
I think can Elina go with them?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Because she probably knows what's all in Van Richten's shop pretty well. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could absolutely go with them. So then why don't each of you make an investigation check? However, I will say, depending on the way you're doing it, you can actually use a different stat as your base for your investigation. So if you are talking to people, you can use you can make a charisma investigation check. If you are just looking around, listening, you can do a wisdom investigation check. And if you are really paying attention to all sorts of like details and stuff, you just make a normal investigation check.
So Bowman wants to specifically kind of see, like, I don't know, somebody's having a hard time with a heavy load of a cart. Maybe there's a wall of a house that just, crumbled down that needs a little bit more attention to patch up or something like that. So a little bit of talking to these people to see if they want help, and also just keeping an eye open for that.
Yeah. Okay. That I'll say that's charisma then.
Great.
What'd you get?
With my charisma modifier, that's a 23.
23. That's great. Yeah, you're looking around, seeing like what are the state of the people in this community, talking to some folks, trying to see how everyone's doing. You eventually come across a tavern called the Seventh Sea, which seems to be largely populated by fishermen. And you can spend some time in there, like talking to the fishermen, helping them out. Everybody's sort of rough and tumble. Some of them do have some like minor injuries from their day out at sea. If you want, you can spend a few lay on hands points to heal that up and help people out.
Absolutely.
Great. Yeah, let's say you can spend a total of like 5 lay on hands points to heal some minor injuries around the tavern. And people just start like warming up to you, and the tavern owner, the barkeep, comes over and says, well, thanks for the help. Name's Kirk. Nice to meet you.
The people call me Bowman.
Welcome to town, Bowman. You're not from around here.
No, I'm from somewhere far away.
Look like a fisherman, though.
I've been known to hang around the boats, the docks, and I've sailed my few boats myself.
All right. Looking for fishing work or other boat work here in town?
Well, I don't know how long I'll be here, but I just a small odd job here and there just to earn some spending cash.
Sure. Well, if you're looking for work, you head on down to the docks in the morning. They're always looking for extra hands out on the fishing boats if you want to earn money. I mean, it's not a ton of money, but it's a little bit. Help get you by.
Oh, sure. I've been well known to move boxes and crates.
Sure. Yeah, they usually head out in the mornings, see if they can catch any fish or crabs sometimes out in the sea. Come back into town for noon usually. So if you're interested and like I said, doing a hard day's labor, welcome to it.
Well, if I'm here by the time that they need assistance, I'll see
Yeah.
if they could use an extra hand.
Of course. Well, enjoy your stay in town, Mr. Bowmin.
Nice to meet you, Kirk.
It's Kirk, right?
Kirk, that's the name. Yep.
Kirk.
Okay, and then Elina and Jinarra, the two of you, how are the two of you investigating?
I'm going to go to the local tavern too, and I'm just going to see if anyone's causing any trouble, just like I used to do at Sanctuary's bar. So I'm going to see if they need some help as they need security or anything
Yeah.
at the local tavern.
Yeah, you like come over by Bowmin as he's sort of finishing his conversation with Kirk. And he turns to you and says, "How can I help you, miss?"
I've worked security on and off at a local tavern in my hometown. So I was just wondering if that was something that you might need help with here, just trying to earn some extra coin.
Well, to be honest, miss, I appreciate the offer, but we don't often have too much trouble with we don't often have too much trouble with people kind of making a mess or getting into tussles or stuff here at the tavern. Everyone's
That's
just
good.
here to sort of cool off after a hard day's work out fishing, and then head back home for the evening. And most of the trouble we get around these parts are ghost related, and there's not a whole lot that punching can do against a ghost. So no offense, I'm sure you're quite capable, but
No, I understand completely. I do have some magic too that could maybe help against ghosts, should that ever become an issue.
sure. I mean, I appreciate that. People of magic are pretty uncommon around here. So are you staying somewhere in town or?
We're currently staying at Van Richten's place.
Oh shoot, you're with Dr. Van Richten. All right.
Mhm.
Well, I shouldn't have doubted your ability to handle the supernatural. Yeah, I mean, if you if there's anything crazy going on, I actually tell you the truth. There has been an issue with this. I don't know if you've heard while you've been in town, but there's been an issue with this headless rider outside of town for a few years now. I don't know. Nobody seems to be able to handle it to make the roads safe again at night. But if you and any of your friends manage to take care of the business with that headless rider, I'll put. I'm sure I could put out word to make a collection to reward you for the efforts.
I will keep that in mind.
All right. And Elina, what are you doing as you sort of investigate the town?
I think I'm not actually trying to make any money off of anything. I think I'm just trying to see if there's any talk on the streets of any like minor hauntings or something that could easily be taken care of, or something along those lines. Probably heading towards like any poorer sections of town too, just offering like healing aid for any of them.
Sure. You you head into sort of the poor quarter in town. Go ahead and make a we'll say if you're looking for signs of like hauntings or that sort of thing, I'll say a perception or religion check, your choice.
Okay. Perception 21.
21. Okay. You look around, you're sort of trying to keep an eye out for any signs of like a problematic haunting. You do see like a couple of docile ghosts just sort of drifting along.
Not causing problems. Not causing problems.
Not causing problems, just doing their normal thing. You round a corner, you find yourself in like a small little, I don't know, area between a few of these like poor houses with like an old well. And as you enter this area, you see that there's like a small cluster of a small cluster of like dwarves trying to stand between two ghosts. One is a dwarven ghost and appears to be this like a deceased family member. And the living dwarves are trying to block this like other ghost that seems to be human. And this the human ghost is saying like, "Come now, Lord Godfrey commands all the undead in this realm, whether they like it or not. Now, you will come with me, for the Lord has business with you." And the dwarven ghost is like, I don't want to be part of his undead ghostly machinations. I just want to be with my family while they're still around. And one of the living dwarves is like, you can have him after the rest of us die, but not before then. Would you like to intervene in some way?
Sure. I'll walk over. Pardon me, but I couldn't help but overhear. Do you really need this soul right now?
This is not your business, mortal.
Oh, but I've dealt with you many times before, at least ghosts like you, and it seems as though your timeline just doesn't make sense. If these kind dwarves are saying that you can have their souls once they're all together in the afterlife, what's a couple 100 years waiting for that?
Couple 100 years is a couple 100 further years of Lord Godfrey not completing his goals. He will finish what he started.
And you don't think that there's other souls that you could be bothering with this? Why don't you head over to the graveyard? I'm sure there's some wanderers there.
Oh, don't worry. We've already got all the ghosts in the graveyard with us, doing what Lord Godfrey requires. I require this one.
What's so special about this one?
None of your business, mortal.
I think I'll make it my business. And I'm gonna hold up like my amulet. Now I know you know what I can do with this. And I'd rather not. So, why don't you just leave this poor soul alone and come back in a couple 100 years when him and his friends are together?
Make an intimidation check. I'll say it with advantage.
Okay.
Fuck him up.
Oh no! 8! I'm not very
Accidentally
scary.
hold up somebody else.
Nope. Okay. This ghost says, you're amusing, mortal, I'll give you that. But need this ghost. Lord Godfroy is convinced that he is the key, and you will not stand in my way.
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam at him.
Sure.
Second level.
It's
That's
a
a
con save.
Constitution save. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a natural one.
Huh.
So,
Okay, so that is 17 radiant damage.
yeah. This isn't a particularly powerful ghost. I'll say that'll do it. You cast Moonbeam, this shaft of light shoots out of the sky, and there's a burst of energy, and the ghost goes and starts like disintegrating under the radiant light. And as he fades away, he says, Lord Godfroy won't stand for this. And he's gone.
I'm so sorry, gentlemen.
The dwarves turn to you and say, oh, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. We appreciate it so much. Thank you. We don't have have much, and
No, please don't. I don't need your money. What I do suggest though is that you find a place to hide, or go visit a priest, and perhaps they can bind your friend to a specific location so that he can't be taken.
yeah. Thank you. We'll see. We'll see if we can do that. Thank you so much. They all hurry off.
Can you imagine second murdering a ghost?
Whoops.
Just be like, hey, leave him the fuck alone. Murder.
Dead again.
Leave him alone.
Again. Go back to the graveyard.
The ghosts respawn. Will he come back or is he gone?
Make a history check. See if you know that.
Oh my god.
18.
It depends. He's probably gonna come back though.
Just leave the area and come back. He'll respawn.
Yeah.
Then you get his loot twice.
That's right. You gotta grind for the synthesis mechanics so that you can synthesize the most powerful weapon in the game.
Mhm.
It takes fucking ever.
What
Traumatized
is the
by
most powerful
Kingdom
weapon
Hearts.
in our game, Ben?
Our friendship.
Yeah, that's the correct answer. The most powerful weapon in the game is the spell Wish. Slash a 100% successful divine intervention. I think those are pretty close to even there. Anyway, hey, let's go back to the shop. So the rest of you are still in the shop. You're looking around at the herbs and potions and all that good stuff. So what are we looking for in particular?
I want to know what he's got. We just kind of came into this
Yeah, we
store
actually
looking
looked at
for
the
a
store.
man, and we haven't actually taken in what he does. I'm pretty sure he's an alchemist or something, but I could be wrong.
Okay, make an investigation check.
22.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so the shop area is full of herbs and potions and oils and, all that type of stuff. And so, and alchemy supplies of various types as well. So, this is definitely like, yeah, this guy knows a lot about herbs and potions and all of that. And from being up in his living area above the shop, that he's just generally a very knowledgeable guy when it comes to monsters and the supernatural and Ravenloft as a whole. So it seems like he's just generally, it seems like he's just generally sort of well versed in a lot of fields of knowledge. So everything from potions to monsters to even beer. I mean, you see some brewer's supplies in this shop. So he is a multi-talented individual.
Cool. What kinds of potions?
You find that he's got a good selection of just normal potions of healing. You do also find two great potions of greater healing and one potion of superior healing. As well as one potion of frost giant strength. And one potion of clairvoyance.
Okay.
You find anything
So-
interesting, Nyx?
Let's say 5 potions of regular healing, 2 potions of greater healing, 1 potion of superior healing, 1 potion of frost giant strength, and 1 potion of clairvoyance.
What does clairvoyance do? Like,
It
just
gives
lets you-
clairvoyance.
but like you ask a question like forever? Like, is it just like what is the scope of the clairvoyance?
Probably for the duration.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
So you can just see the future of everything?
That's what it says. It says so the potion says that you gain the effect of the clairvoyance spell, but it does not
So
tell
you drink it and it casts the clairvoyance spell when you drink it. So you create an invisible sensor within range in a location familiar to you. The sensor remains for the duration, which is 10 minutes. When you cast the spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in the space. As an action, you can switch between seeing and hearing. So basically, if you knew that it was going to be beneficial to be able to spy on someone, you could use Potion of Clairvoyance to do that for 10 minutes.
How many
Anywhere within a mile.
how
is the
many
range.
sips does it look like are in the bottle?
You have to drink the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Probably one.
What if you're really, really small?
Yeah. What if like one beer puts you to sleep?
You still have to drink the whole potion.
Are we all
Those are
going in on
the-
these?
Ben, those are all the potions he's got.
Yes, those are all the potions he's got.
Are we
Is
all
there-
going in on the potions of healing?
I think so. I
probably
think we
should.
just clear them out of
We should
those.
probably get a couple.
Well, that
blue
sounds like
one
that'd
is
be
interesting.
expensive.
That's true. How much are each of these things?
Yeah, that's the next question, isn't it?
The next thing you have to look up.
Yep.
'Cause I didn't
No,
bring
I
a
just need
whole-
the rarities. I know how to.
I brought a shit ton of money. It's just all in Bowman's hole right now. I snuck it in while he wasn't looking.
I have
We just
quite
need
a
to wait for him to come
bit of-
back.
money.
What'd you bring?
Well, I spent, a while going around. I converted a lot of the little paper banknotes into just like gold and silver
Right.
bars. I didn't want to carry that. I've only got a couple on me. Bowman's carrying around like millions right now.
Nyx takes her backpack off and like drops it on the floor and you just
Or we
hear
just have Nyx.
I brought like I think I put like 1,000 gems worth. So I just
Oh
have
yeah. Got a
I
bunch
have
of-
like 1,000 golden gems. So I can barter if need be with Beatrice. But I also have 200 gold from Brother Francis's estate money. That can all go to this.
and I think it was like 300. I just added it to my, no, it was 400. So I have the other 200. Okay.
Okay.
But I did convert all of the money that Nyx had on her, which was 8,700 gold. So
Holy
I don't know
shit.
how we did this.
Okay. I did the math. I figured out how much it would be to get all of those potions.
Mm.
The most expensive one is the potion of Frost Giant Strength,
okay.
for the record. But
Dibs.
to clear this shop out of potions, that's 5 regular potions of healing, 2 potions of greater healing, 1 potion of superior healing, 1 potion of clairvoyance, and 1 potion of Frost Giant Strength. Is going to be a total of 6,600 gold pieces.
Oh boy.
Pocket change. We don't need the clairvoyance.
I want the
change.
clairvoyance.
Pocket change
I
says the
shit
boy
you
that
not,
didn't
my
bring
ca-
any money to the shop with him.
My character sheet says I have 10,000 gold in quote various gems.
So, okay, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Okay. How
That's
much?
before my gold and silver bars.
Okay, well, Artie can buy the frost giant
Yeah, that's on you.
himself. That's on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want the frost giant.
And you
Frost
don't need
Giant, the
clairvoyance.
Frost Giant is
I
2,500.
The clairvoyance.
How much?
2,500 for the Frost Giant.
Sold.
All right, you got the Frost Giant potion.
So 6,600 minus 2,500.
That's 4,100. I've got my
It's
calculator. out.
4,100. Oh,
How much is the clairvoyance?
The clairvoyance is 1,750 gold pieces, as is the superior healing potion. They're both the same price.
I have more I can pitch in for something else. I just got to do some weird math.
So 4,400 minus 1,750 for the clairvoyance.
4,100.
4,100 minus the 1,750 for clairvoyance is
Well, hold on. Nyx,
Yes, I
are
am
you
going to
buying
do
it?
Yeah.
Okay, so minus 1,750. That's now 2,350.
Okay.
And that's for all of the potions of healing, of regular potions of healing, greater potions of healing, and superior potion of healing.
All right. Should we split that 3 ways or
Sounds good.
yeah, so that's like about 800.
That's 783.3 repeating each.
I will
so if
pay the
two-
extra gold.
Yeah, so 2 of you do 783, 1 of you do 784.
Okay.
And you will now have
Okay.
5
Okay.
potions of healing, 5 potions of greater healing, 5 potions of 5 regular potions of healing, 2 potions of greater healing, and 1 potion of superior healing. And you can figure out how you want to distribute that, but write down what you bought somewhere.
Someone write that down.
So it was
so 5 regular,
5
5?
regular, 2 greater, 1
2 greater,
superior.
1 superior. Got it.
Okay.
I've
Excellent.
got magic, so I can take one, just like one little guy. Unless we wanted to do that up, but we can figure that out.
we'll divide it up.
How much was it each? That worked.
783.
783. Got it.
Also, for the record, I'm a little annoyed that one of you thought to ask if your paper money was going to be good here before you left, because I wanted you to get to Ravenloft and try to buy something, and people being like, "What the fuck is this? This is not money." But no,
Too
you were
smart.
smart and thought to
We're-
ask about it beforehand.
Travelers, we know how to travel to a different place where they don't use our money.
Yep. No, that was you did a good job thinking of that. I thought for sure I was gonna catch you out on that one, but I didn't. Okay. Let's say then, are you guys doing anything else at Van Richten shop, or are we gonna just cut ahead to everybody reuniting and
Is there anything that looks like I'm gonna start from the bottom. A wheel of stars, a timepiece of travel, a rotor of return, far gear, dimensional loop, or chronolometer?
you know, funny enough, this shop has every single one of these legendary magic items
Yes.
in it for
Let's
sale.
go,
Wow,
Van
good
Richten.
job. No, none of those things are here.
Is there
And they're on discount.
amazing.
And they're on
Amazing.
clearance.
is there
Couldn't you tell
anything
if someone's
for that I could use to make bullets of slaying? There's no like specific list of things, but that's the other thing that
Yeah, you know, you would be better served looking for materials for that in a place that sells like weapons and armor and that sort of thing.
okay.
Plus, as near as you can tell, this particular domain of Ravenloft is like has not developed gunpowder technology.
Wow.
They have, because there was a blunderbuss in the Ainsley Village Manor, but it's like it's not as advanced gunpowder technology as you were used to. So people who sell bullets and gunpowder, while they would be, there would be somebody in this realm that knows how to do that. You would suspect that they are not
They're not
as
that good at it.
numerous as those back where you come from.
Okay.
I'll
But-
just go upstairs and oh no, I'll try to take a nap, but I probably can't get to sleep.
Sure. You can take a short rest if you want.
If there's a fireplace, I'm gonna try and light a
Okay.
little fire and just stare into it for a bit.
Okay. Hey, make a religion check for me.
Oop. 8.
Nothing happens. Just staring into the flame. Okay. You all reunite back at the shop. And also around this time, one of the Weathermay Foxrow twins show up. You are not sure if it is Lori or Jennifer, because you can't remember which of them had the beauty mark on the left side, but it's one of them. So anyway, she shows up and she says, "Ah, good, you're all here. How's everyone doing?"
PG.
Pretty good.
All
Good.
right.
Living the dream.
How are you?
After I'm fine. After I get you all sorted, would it trouble any of you too much if I were to go up and see how Dr. Van Richten is doing? I heard you said he was feeling a little under the weather.
Last we checked, he was really out taking a nap, so I don't think that's a good idea. But if you have a message for him or a gift, we can give it to him.
Make a
You know, like flowers.
make a persuasion check for me.
Bold of you to think I have my dice out, Benjorna. Persuasion. Oop. Oop. That is with a +0 persuasion, that is a 6.
Well, I'll
Busy.
all I want to do is look in on him, make sure he's okay. He did so much for me and my family, and I just want to make sure that he's doing all right. That's all.
Anyone else want to be the one to tell her, or are we just going to let that happen? We're going to figure that out on our own.
He's not doing the best. And truthfully, I'm not sure if he would want others to see him in the state that he is currently in.
Oh, he definitely would not want others to see him like this. It's upsetting.
That's kind of our goal,
You-
to help him get back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
You've been witness to hauntings before, I'm sure, and what it can do to the mind of those. We're trying to fix him.
Elina, make a
Afterwards,
persuasion check for me with advantage.
Why don't I get advantage on my persuasion?
Because you said it without anybody saying anything, and Elina also has known Van Richten for longer.
18.
18. She sighs and says, well, all right. Well, yes. Okay, I understand. I will drop off some soup for him then, for when he's recovering. Speaking of, and she passes over a leather bag to you, Artemis, and she says, inside there, you will find several things. First, a signet ring of the Foxgrove family. It belonged to my father previously, but no one should be able to tell that it's specifically my father's signet ring. So that's in there. You can wear that. I have some basic information in there about the Foxgrove family. What you need to know is that you are a cousin. You're from, far away, so we don't see you or interact with you all that often. You're like a second cousin, right? You're my father's cousin's son.
Fathers,
So
cousins.
my father was, you should probably know my father's name. My father's name was Daniel Foxgrove.
And that's my brother.
No.
No. This will go
So
well. I'm not your uncle. That was a test.
Your father was my father's cousin.
Got it. I'm the
So-
son in that father's cousin's son.
Exactly.
Great.
You can name, your father whatever you want. I would say go with a fairly, a name that's common enough but still has sort of an air of nobility around it. Something like
Roderick.
Vixen.
Roderick would
Yeah.
would work. Yes, Roderick Foxgrove sounds perfect. I don't actually know any of my departed father's cousins, but perfectly believable that there would be one named Roderick. So you'll find stuff in there that can help verify, in that bag, help verify that you are Foxgrove. You will also find a letter of introduction from my mother. It's going to be very important. They're not going to just take your word for it. But with the letter of introduction, they should buy it. That should get you in the door. From there,
And because I
it's
definitely wrote down the mayor's name earlier.
Alice Weathermay.
Alice Weathermay. And wonderful. And so just so I can remember all of this, your father's name is Daniel. his cousin's name is Roderick, then there's me, your mother's name is Alice, and your sister's name.
My sister is Jennifer.
So
I am
that
Laura.
makes you Lori. Wonderful. Yeah, I've got that. Amazing. Where is a faraway city, land, place? area?
Well, if you really want to sell it,
Mhm.
you've got to say you're from somewhere that's not in Mordent. You've got to say you're from a different realm of Ravenloft. Because I think the Ainsleys would be smart enough to figure out that you've not been in Mordent before. People don't often travel between the different realms of Ravenloft, but it's not completely unheard of. My sister and I have traveled, Dr. Van Richten has traveled, so it's possible. I would suggest that you pick a domain of Ravenloft that is relatively developed. Dimmonlu, I think, is probably your best bet.
Ooh, easy to remember, sure. You bet. Dimmonlu. Won't mispronounce that or anything. Wonderful.
Do your best. The T is silent.
Oh, there's a T.
There is, yes.
I just won't ever write it.
Don't write that down. Just memorize Dimmonlu.
Great.
And you should be all set. I think I gave you directions earlier, but if you need them, there's also a map in the bag with directions to the
Thank
Ainsley
you.
estate.
And what is your house's colors?
Ooh, that's a good point. Yes. The Foxgrove colors are red and gold.
Ah. Sorry, they're beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And,
I mean, the
I look at the
joints.
on the signet ring. Is there a sigil or crest?
Yeah, you look at it, you can see design patterns in there. Funny enough, the crest seems to involve a fox on
Ah,
it.
Cute.
that's very cute.
So
Very crafty. All right, the red and gold makes more sense. Wonderful.
well, good luck. Hope you're able to solve this. And she looks outside and sees that the sun has set and says, and unless you want to tussle with the Headless Rider, I'd wait until morning to set off. But good luck. And she departs. Also, Beatrice at this time says, all right, well, Elina, dear, I'm just going to leave you with the spare key so you can get in and out, but I'm going to head out and lock up for the night. So, good luck. I hope that what you're doing can help poor Dr. Van Richten.
Is no one staying with the doctor? Is he just moaning and crying upstairs?
Fine.
It's probably soundproof.
He's fine.
I would imagine we're checking in on him every so often to just make sure the pillows are still around his headboard.
Sure.
So now it's just you all. What is the plan?
How risky are we feeling? Do we travel through the night?
I feel like,
I think we should leave in the morning.
yeah,
Well, we have a horse, so
we don't want the horse to die.
Buy another horse.
That's
Mhm.
expensive.
Horse on horse crime.
We should
well,
wait.
it
till
is a
tomorrow.
headless horse rider. It doesn't necessarily say that there's a horse with them.
Doesn't say
It's
The
just
that.
headless horse rider does not have a horse.
This is true. He
Maybe
could
that's
just
why
be
he's
We're
floating.
Restless. Steam needs his horse.
I think we may as well leave in the morning.
We might as well get fully rested. Then nobody like gets freaking exhausted in the middle of the day. Already.
Right. That's a good.
Holy cow.
How long is the trip to the Ainsleys?
It's
Half
gonna
a
take
day.
half a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
So
Is
we
that
should
half
go
a
to
day on foot or half a day by carriage?
You can save a little bit of time on carriage, but you're still gonna get there. Not that you're gonna get there
So if we
around
left like
midday.
at daybreak, we'd get there at noon.
Yeah.
I say we go to bed early and then we can get up early and go.
The classic dad mentality. Let's go to sleep now at 6 p.m. so we can
Yep.
wake up at 3 a.m.
Yep. At
Do
the
good on
crack
traffic.
of dawn.
Yeah.
We gotta beat all the traffic. Try not to be on the road when the headless horseman's on the road.
Yeah.
Sounds
The
good.
worst time to be on the road.
All right. So we just go to bed now.
I mean, we should eat. We haven't had dinner yet.
Oh yeah, who's cooking tonight?
I would
We've been cooking.
figured we would go to a tavern.
We could buy a chef.
Or we
We
can go
don't
to a tavern.
need to.
You regretted doing that.
Like
Once.
immediately.
Yeah,
You
where is
regretted
your
doing
Maybe I
that.
can find like a shitty one here that I can pay nothing. You can just come
Yeah,
along with us.
I think we go and pay for food. It'll be cheaper, trust me, based on how you spend your money.
Yeah.
Great. You guys decide to go get food, and then call it a night afterwards. So unless anything had anything they wanted to do quickly before bed,
Despite what everyone said, Penny is going to stay up all night and look outside for the headless horseman out the window and just see
Okay.
if she sees him
okay,
or
We
them.
will-
Or she.
okay.
My
great.
character doesn't need sleep exactly, just like a meditation
Just needs
for
to
a
meditate.
couple hours.
Yep, that's right.
Oh.
She needs to
Right.
she needs to meditate for 4 hours. But
Okay.
Missed
yeah.
that.
Great. So I guess first then, as we pick back up, you all are sort of getting ready, taking a
I'm
long
staying up for
rest.
the rider.
Yes, I know. Before we get to that, Matt, I believe you said Artemis wanted to have a word with Bowmin.
Yeah. Just first of all, I need to be able to pay for the things that I just took. So,
Sure.
uh,
Yeah, you get the
So
money that
I-
you need, and
I'm surprised. I've been using you as a bit of a cash cow for a bit. I just need to reach into your portable hole for a bit. There's a lot of money in there.
Yeah, I have more money than I was. We'll talk about this later.
Okay, all right. Pulls out several thousand worth of gems and gold
Yeah.
bars and
Yeah.
other
yeah.
I
great
thought it
ladies
was
on the
heavier than
counter. Right. Anyway, there might be a bit more. We can reconcile later. I was wondering if you could help me tonight with a bit of a like ritual. I don't know. How do you do your thing? Your
Are you-
know,
are-
you summon a being to come help you.
Yes.
Is that, tied to your fate? Or
Well, in the sense that I have magic from my oath, yes, but Hayes is more tied to who I am more than anything.
oh. Okay. Well, I was reading my dad's journal, and there were just a couple stories that just seemed a bit. I just want to try something. I don't think it's going to work, but I just need I would appreciate your guidance.
Of course. However, I may be assistance. I'm happy to help.
Sure.
What
And for
would you
like an hour, I'm gonna attempt various failed rituals to try and summon a entity that I've read about but don't know quite
Yeah.
how to get in touch with.
So, Artemis, I think you need to channel something a little more deep than what you're really scratching at.
I'm a very shallow person.
We can talk about that later. But haze to me is a necessity. I need haze. And haze is modeled after a dog I once knew. It's on the battlefield. So it's really more of a connection that way. If you're trying to summon something that has never seen or been, you'll have to dig a little deeper.
Artemis, after Bowman's little pep talk here, I would like you to go ahead and make a spell casting check for me. After Bowman has talked to you, after Bowman has sort of explained to you how he summons haze.
Is it just my charisma or is it a modifier attack?
It's your charisma.
Just okay.
It's your charisma.
21.
As he explains this, you attempt one more time to cast the ritual, and you successfully cast Summon Greater Steed.
Oh no. Wasn't expecting that.
Would you explain to me
Yeah.
explain to all of us what your Summon Greater Steed looks like?
There's a like Artemis like lit a fire in the like brazier,
Yeah.
your fireplace as he's doing this. And it's a little bit of a song that the couple lyrics that he found of like poems that are written down in some of the old texts that they had found, and other bits and pieces that he just kind of tinkered with and song and added to. He's been collecting little bits that remind him of each like pieces of this little band of friends that he's kind of accidentally, to him, assembled together, but he's been put within, that he's part of. And there's a bit of a flash in the fire as it turns blue and definitely scares him. And then the like embers burn down, and this is after like a minute, right? It's a 10-minute casting, but in the first minute, there's a little something in the fire, and it's an egg. And like goes over, like picks it up. And after a few like confused looks to Bowman, you're like, is this supposed to, does haze come as an egg? It starts to hatch. It's about like the size of an ostrich egg. It's a pretty big egg.
Big egg, yeah.
And it had, there's this little like white, gray, really slimy like bird that comes out. And then over the next 10 minutes, it just continues to grow. And every like minute or so, there's a flash and a bit of fire, and it gets bigger. And a flash and more fire, and it gets bigger again, until it's starting to not quite fit in this room. And it ends up being smaller than like the giant eagle, because that's a big bird.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's big enough to ride and potentially carry someone. It's this long, like silver, very, once it's, got all the slime and once it's grown up, very silver, chic, very strong bird with like long, flourishy feathers off of its crown and long tail, the kind of tail feathers that curl around and just get in the way, kind of like tickle your nose. Like a hooked black beak, just like bright blue eyes, and just like a faint smell of burning. And for now, I don't know anything else about this bird.
There we go.
Wild.
So Artemis has now summoned Greater Steed for the first time.
Oh, we should have done that outside.
Did I get it wrong?
No, it seemed it worked. I mean, it worked very well. Very well.
Yeah. Hello. You're very big.
It kind of like cocks its head and looks at you, and there's like a bit, there's like, its eyes seem to be more intelligent than you would necessarily expect. And as it like meets your eyes, it you feel somewhere like deep within you, you feel pretty satisfied, right? Having cast this spell successfully after, studying it for a while. But you feel somewhere deep inside an alien satisfaction. Satisfaction coming from an outside source. And you can't help but think that perhaps the Silver Flame is pleased.
Huh.
What's her name? Its name. I don't know. Not
Gonna
too
look into
familiar,
the
but
eyes a little bit. I don't know. How did you name Hayes? Did Hayes tell you?
Hayes told me. They tend to communicate to us.
I will let you know.
I will say this has been quite impressive for tomorrow for meeting your new
This is
in-laws.
I don't want to say problem, but this isn't a fox.
Yeah, it looks like a bird.
Yes. I guess I could dismiss it, but it's so cool. I might need to just grapple this a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can dismiss it whenever you want, and just resummon it later, but
Ooh. I'm gonna stay up, get to know the bird.
yeah, you spend some time with the bird. Try to
I do eventually learn its name. I have to cite it.
yeah,
Its name is Cypress.
Cypress. There we go. See, a good Greek name. There we go.
I heard Jason is a good name.
Jason's
Yeah,
great.
it's Jason the Big Bird.
Jason's a great
This is its legal name.
Kevin. You should have named
Ooh,
it
I do
Kevin.
want to poll because I can't decide. I can't decide male or female.
Roll the dice.
Zuzu, evens is what?
Evens is what? Oh, female.
Evens.
For my
Female.
girlies.
Cypress. Very nice. All right. Great. Yeah, you stay up with the bird. You sort of strengthen your connection to this bird, and you feel like your connection to the Silver Flame is deepening. Penny, let's pop over to you. You said you were going to keep an eye out for the headless rider. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Perception. Wonderful. That one.
Luck. I'm asleep though, aren't I?
It's the end of the day. You can blow a luck. That's
7.
Jinarra
7.
in her sleep, but she
Great.
just does it often enough.
Luck. Gosh.
Yeah.
Little do we know that Jinarra just like,
So
sends off her extra looks
Yeah,
in the middle of the
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
So 7. You're looking outside and you realize that like shit, this was on the roads outside of town, and I am firmly in town. But you stay up. You're not ready to go to bed anyway. It's been a rough few days. You're still kind of grappling with Octavia leaving the group. Where would you say Penny is emotionally right now?
Emotionally?
Yeah.
What an excellent question. I mean, I would say she's just in a constant state of panic,
Sure.
probably.
Sure. How is she feeling regarding Octavia's departure in particular?
I would say pretty not great.
Pretty not.
I would think at the most basic level, Penny definitely sees it as a betrayal, even though it's not, like, obviously, but that's what she thinks.
Sure. You're sitting by the window, you're anxious, you're annoyed, you're in a constant state of panic. You just sort of shove your hands into like your like vest pockets. And there's a piece of paper in there.
Oh my
And
God.
you unfold it.
This
And
bitch.
Kyra, would you like to read what is on this piece of paper?
Ooh.
What? Okay. Dear Penny,
Oh my
I'm
God.
so sorry to have left you so suddenly, but I hope you can understand. I must go home and help my mother. You're gonna do great things, and I'm so proud of how much I've seen you grow since we first met at the newspaper. Please be careful and try not to be too harsh with Artie. Still a little bit, though. He deserves it. I wish you all the best and hope to see you when you return. Much love, Octavia.
Get out of here. Oh my God. Penny's gonna cry and then probably just go to sleep.
Fair enough. Penny cries and goes to sleep. And everybody can take a long rest.
Woo!
Ooh.
Really needed that.
Yeah, after a really difficult day, lots of combat encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I still have 1 point from Spooky House, or am I clear?
You are now clear. The last point from the spooky
Ooh.
house is gone.
Nice.
So
0 points from the Spooky House.
As Van Richten is sleeping, is he also seeming better and better? Or
Do you
it
go
doesn't
check on
seem like
him while
it?
he's asleep?
Yeah.
Okay. You go into his room while he's sleeping. He's like tossing and turning. You're like looking at him. Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's getting good sleep. You turn to leave and you see out of the corner of your eye a ghostly figure of a young man by his bedside. And you turn back and he's there like looking down, worried at Van Richten. He's got sort of wild hair, he's wearing a nice like suit coat, but it's a little. It looked like it used to be nice, but it's a little ruffled and damaged now. And his legs disappear into a ghostly tail. And he looks up at you, and he sort of smiles sadly and just sort of waves a little bit.
I'll wave back. Are you a family member of Van Richten?
He nods slightly, and he sort of waves his hands through the air, and as he does, you see bright colors appearing and arranging themselves into a picture, which is slightly crude, but seems to show Van Richten, a woman, and in between them, a child. And then the image disappears.
Me and my friends are trying to help him.
He just sort of nods and waves his hands through the air again, and you just see sort of a new picture appears of just two indistinguishable people hugging.
I'll let him know that you were here.
He shakes his head and he waves his hands like this.
Okay. I don't
and
have to tell him.
He creates a new picture, and you see Van Richten again, and now you, and it looks like you're speaking, and Van Richten looks upset and crying.
He might be sad that he lost you, but he might also be happy to know that you're watching out for him.
He waves his hands again, and a picture shows him alive, lying on a table, and Van Richten hovering over him with a wooden stake.
So your relationship was complicated.
He sort of does this motion, but you get the sense that he loves his father deeply. He wouldn't be here if he didn't.
Can we trust Van Richten?
He nods vehemently, and he waves his hands and creates a new picture that shows Van Richten, crossbow in one hand, sword in the other, fighting terrifying monsters of the night.
Okay.
And as you say that, he waves and fades from view.
Right. I'm just gonna tuck that away for later.
Great. Next morning, you all wake up well rested. You've got a horse, you've got a cart, you've got disguise stuff. So you are more than welcome to go ahead and set out for the Ainsley Country Estate. As you, I assume you're all going to get ready to go there first thing in the morning. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and wear as much gold and red as I can.
Yeah, you can find stuff. You're not happy about it. You're very much a blue and silver guy. Red and gold is the exact opposite of everything you've ever worn. But
The one moment I look flushed and the other just pale.
No, I don't know, Artie. You look fine.
Bowmin walks downstairs and just sees Artemis for the first time and goes, "Oh, are you feeling all right today?"
Very confused, but I'll be all right.
Jinarra's just gonna start going through some of the clothes that she bought, and as she does it, she's just gonna be like telling Artie what he looks good in and what he doesn't look good in, and he's gonna inspire you all for. I'm gonna inspire you all for 13 temporary hit points.
There we go.
Wow.
What is everyone else's cover story here?
What a good point.
I'm
Well,
the foot person.
I've thought about this.
Oh,
Oh my
I
god.
don't think we have to do the same "you all work for me" thing that we did before. Right? You seemed a bit uncomfortable with that, which I haven't always been kind to those that employ, mostly because they're too expensive. But I was just thinking, I'm from very far away. What if we just say, it's dangerous on the roads. I like having my friends with me. Maybe it started as, contractual, but now we just get along. And it's always, the Ainsleys probably have their holy person that they travel with. So
Would it be appropriate to have like a healer with?
yeah, that could be like an inn, like, oh, you have your holy person? I have my holy person. Very cool. We are the same. Any other like creative ideas, like we'll go with that. We don't have to play the whole like, I'm your paycheck game.
So we're just traveling with you.
Yeah.
As
Do you even need,
Friends.
if you want like code names? I think that could be fun.
it's not like anyone
What were
knows
you
our real
thinking?
names here.
I don't think
I mean,
so.
I
yeah.
would have no reason to know. I mean, back in Waterdeep, yeah, people know us. But like here,
That's a good point. We
We
don't.
could be anyone we want. I could
We could
code
be
them that way.
ourselves.
so we're all just traveling together because we're friends from all different economic backgrounds for some reason.
Well, we don't have to look like we're from different economic backgrounds.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have nice clothes for all of us.
That's true. So we're all from Desmontlu.
Yeah.
Childhood friends.
Childhood friends.
We went to the same prep school. Desmontlu High.
I am
Probably
much
at different times, but yes.
Bowmin was our teacher.
That would be
Also,
very
how old is-
inappropriate.
How old is our elven
Why?
friend?
Which
We have an elf with us. How old are you again?
I think like
You don't ask an elf their age, Artemis.
Yeah, I feel like if there's one people you can ask their age, it's the elves.
about 300
Yeah.
What is that in human?
middle.
Middle aged?
Yeah.
You're middle aged? Oh my god. So they're both teachers.
No, Bowman's at the end of his life. What are you talking about?
Can I stress how inappropriate that would be if we were friends as
Why? I don't need, like, once we graduate, can't we be friends?
No, that's weird.
Friendship extends beyond just years. I mean, look at you and me. I'm basically 2 years old and you're 1,000. We're best friends.
Who are you talking to?
I don't
Owen!
Fine. So we're all friends and we've known each other from various things and now we're traveling together.
We could all
Great.
be family friends and like, yeah.
I will just be the driver. I think that's a good cover story.
Fine. You can be my muscle. Oh, quick! Well, we'll talk about it. When we leave town, I have
how-
a thing to
can
tell.
we- be talking about this on the road? Like, I feel like we don't need to come up.
You've been talking about this as you've been getting ready to
okay.
go.
Oh, you're so right. We're on the road.
But you start loading up on the cart. Artemis, you can get back to what you're saying in just a moment. As you are getting ready to depart, you see the familiar face of Milosh from the Vistani band approaching.
We know
He
that.
says, "Oh, hello, friends. So sorry. Oh, you found. I mean, nice to meet you.
No, we've
Miss
met before.
Elven woman. No, I've met the rest of you. I've clearly never met this Elven woman before.
Clearly.
Yes. Anyway, I just thought I would stop by and let you know, if you were still here, which you are, thankfully. Got you just in time. Oh, we're leaving. We are departing for another domain. So
How do
Like,
we get to?
Do you have an idea when you're gonna be back, or if you're gonna be back?
oh, I don't know. And if we did come back, we would maybe not come back in the right time frame.
Right.
As you know, we do weird time. Well, actually, your elven friend doesn't know, but we travel weirdly through time. So I don't know if I will see you all again, but you all will see me again, so that's good.
How many times have you seen us?
Well, earlier in my timeline once, but I don't know how many times you all met me before I met you.
It's too early for this. The sun's barely up.
I thought that was going to be a straightforward answer or question answer thing. Never
How
mind.
silly of you to think that,
Never
knowing
mind.
what you know. Listen, I just wanted to stop by, let you know you were leaving.
Hey, God.
Yes.
In my book, this is the second time that I am like coming in contact with you. Are we still on the same like line of time that we were on?
haven't left Morden, so we are in the same
Oh,
time frame as when we arrived here together.
Okay, just making sure. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So anyway, we are leaving Morden. Good luck. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Well, I hope I see you all again, but you all will see me anyway. Doesn't matter.
Very confusing.
Yes. To answer your question, Ms. Presswell, about how you're going to travel to other realms, I believe my grandfather had a word with you about missed talismans, but as long as you have items and the borders of the domain are not closed, you can leave and get to a destination of your choice, as long as you have the correct talisman for that destination. So.
Okay, great. And we have that, and we know where to get that, so that's good. Okay.
No, I don't know if you have that or know where to get that.
No, like I'm sure we know how to get that. One of us knows how to get that, right? Surely we
I-
wouldn't go to a place we've never been before in a different dimension with no way back without having a talisman, right, guys?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. And I believe my grandfather did say that one of you, Miss Bowmin, I think, has a missed talisman of some kind.
Something like that, yes.
Yes. So
Great,
you'll be
Bowmin
fine.
knows. Bowmin knows. Great. So
No.
Bowmin is in charge of getting us out of here.
You'll be fine.
No.
Anyway, good luck. And I hope I see you again. I know you'll see me again, but I hope I see you again. It's been nice.
Us
Know
too.
how to react to this.
It is kind of comforting that we know we will at least see him again, so that we know none of us can die.
Again, I want to quickly stress.
I don't want you to correct me.
As I have said before, fate can change. Okay, time can change. So if you do things differently than you did in the chain of events that led me to meet you the first time, then maybe I don't.
But then wouldn't that change the chain of events that would lead us to
It
meet
sure
the
would.
second time?
It
So
sure
then
would,
that
and
would
I
create-
don't know. I don't know how that works. My grandfather would probably say something like, largely time sorts itself out, but you know, I don't know. That's some real like we call it bootstrap paradox stuff. But
Okay.
anyway,
Bye. Before
good
you
luck. Goodbye.
confuse this more.
You don't have any all-powerful weapons on your person, do you?
I am unfortunately fresh out of all powerful weapons.
Worth a shot.
Yeah. All right. Well, goodbye.
Best of luck. Safe journeys.
He departs.
Ah,
You were saying, Artie.
Yes, you all depart town, and Artie, you can continue.
right. So there's like a thing. It's about a mile away right now. But is this a well-traveled road?
Yeah, I mean, as well traveled as any road in Mordent is anyway.
Is that
But
well-traveled?
not like, it's not super busy. There's not a ton of like carts going by.
Okay. Just, I presume Bowman's driving. Mr. Bowman, if there's like a little clearing or something where one could like, you know, go to the bathroom, privacy.
You were
It's just
supposed to
like-
go before we left.
I know. There's something I want to show people.
Oh, right then.
Artie, we do not want. I cannot stress this enough.
Is
I
not-
do not want
I-
to see what I think.
It's about a mile away right now. I'll tell it to come closer.
What?
What? Oh, I know what it is.
You know.
Yes.
Of course,
Oh,
Bowman knows what it is.
Oh,
you know what?
Is
I
it
see.
a mile away?
I see a pull-off station right here. Oh, looks like they have a snack shack right there. Great.
Great.
You go
Anyway.
to ye olde rest area.
There's a hay bale for the
The old
horse.
rest area. And eventually, like off in the trees, because
Yeah,
let's keep it a little secretive.
sure.
I'm gonna introduce everyone to the big old bird.
Yeah.
I
Nyx
might,
is gonna keep her distance.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like 20 Nyxes.
That's a big bird.
What
I
is-
was like, I was digging through the journal and playing around. Bowman helped, and I thought there was the thing about summoning, and I always, you know, thought it was a little weird that our family's sigil was, you know, a big old phoenix, but it kind of makes sense now. But now it's going to be around, like keeping its distance, because this probably isn't a thing that, you know.
What is this? Why?
She's mine.
Yeah, why? Why do you have this, girl?
Well, I was thinking before we got the cart, I was thinking about how would we travel vast distances. You know, I could turn someone into a big old bird that could carry people, and then I could ride on my big bird. And then maybe we could figure out, we can fly places. I'm trying to figure out how we can fly places instead of walk everywhere.
Why?
We're gonna search, you know, an entire land for maybe my brother that no one seems to have heard about. So,
I did not know that birds were gonna be involved with this
I didn't know that.
adventure.
Nyx, do you need to talk about
How do you feel
birds?
about birds?
Oh, okay.
Oh no. No.
This
Here
is
comes
incredibly
Nyx's traumatic
unfortunate.
Not the
backstory.
unlocked backstory.
So this, I don't
Were you carried by a bird once?
know. But my sister was.
Oh my god, it was a joke.
And I was really little when it happened.
Is it like a pigeon?
No, it was like an eagle, I think. Like I'm pretty sure it was like yeah. I don't like other kids go and run into crowds of birds, and I would run the opposite direction. It doesn't even matter what size the bird is. I just yeah, I didn't know this was gonna impact me.
Are you okay with this about yourself, or do we like need to work on it?
I mean, if it's gonna impede this journey, like I don't
You want to ride
have
it?
any desire. No, no.
It might help.
I don't want to fly. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, we have the car and the horse named Watinica. So
It changes every time.
so we don't have to. I know that Cypress can keep her distance.
If the bird is gonna be instrumental to finding your brother and solving this mystery, then I can work on it. But I'm good for right now. We don't need. What was the bird's name?
Cypress.
Okay.
Cypress, Mr. Bowmin. Her name's Cypress.
Nice.
I thought so. Well, this has been wonderfully fun.
Did everyone get something from the snack shack? We're
This
not
wasn't-
stopping again until we're there, so.
All right, let me actually go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh my god.
Nyx, this was a lot to unpack about your life. How did we
Yeah.
never encounter birds in Waterdeep?
Well, we did. But like, there's not a lot of birds in Waterdeep. And pigeons, you know, I just stayed away from them. And like Octavia's owl, I didn't see that often, so like it spooked me the first time, to be sure. But I got used to it because it was kind of small. So maybe I just need like exposure therapy. Like I just, not too much and not too often, but maybe I just need to, I don't know.
I honestly cannot wait for your exposure therapy.
This is a large bird.
Oh my God. Well, after the introduction is made and everybody goes to the bathroom and gets snacks at the snack shack, not canon. You down the road. And you know, it's a long journey. Takes about half a day. But you do eventually arrive at the Ainsley Country Estate. You see, you know, this large estate, rolling farm fields, with, you know, growing all sorts of crops, largely grains, various types of grains. You see, you know, numerous workers out in the fields working, as well as, you know, pack animals and plows and all that, you know, trying to manage the farm. But you continue up the lane towards the you see several like outbuildings and barns and stuff, but you continue your way up the lane towards the large estate. You see at the top of sort of this rise overlooking all of the farmland is this large farmhouse / country mansion. It's probably 3 stories tall, large building surrounded by walled in from the rest of the estate. And also you see several outbuildings in the immediate vicinity of this mansion as well. As you sort of approach the front gates, you see that there are a couple of attendants there as you approach. And one of them sort of steps forward and says, right, you've arrived at the Ainsley Estate. Do you have an appointment with the Lord and Lady Ainsley?
Well, I guess this is me, isn't it?
It sure
Good afternoon.
is.
Good afternoon. Hello. Can you please? We don't have an appointment. We've traveled some distance. My name is Lord Foxgrove. I'm hoping to seek an audience with Lord and Lady Ainsley.
May I
just
ask?
kind of like hold up a letter. I don't hand it to him, but just kind of hold up a letter of introduction.
May I ask, Lord Foxgrove, the reason for your request for an audience with Lord and Lady Ainsley?
Well, I suppose it's on a bit of a personal matter, and on another hand, a bit of a business matter.
You're gonna have to be more specific than that, sir.
I'm seeking love.
You're
My
a
goodness.
suitor. Why didn't you just say so? I'll go talk to the Lord and Lady. And he
Ooh.
disappears
Good as I
beyond the
wanted
gate.
to.
And a few minutes later, the gates open and you
Wow.
enter the Ainsley estate. You see there's a wide stone drive that leads up, towards the mansion. There's sort of a circular center area with like a fountain. And then off to the sides, you can see outbuildings of various types. And you see people like on the lawn trimming like hedges and caring for the decorative trees on the property. As you wheel the carriage around the fountain sort of in the center of this area, you are gestured to come to a stop, and one of the other members of the household staff says, "Hello, welcome to the Ainsley Estate. We will take care of your horses and carriage, make sure the horses are fed. If you all will follow, we'll head right towards the door there. You see the gentleman up there on the steps, and he will take you in to meet the Lord and Lady."
Wonderful.
Who is the Lord of the house?
Yeah.
Of the
You
house,
gotta meet.
yes.
You have to meet. So you're meeting the Lord and the lady, as in the lady you're trying to marry, or is it the wife?
Oh.
Parents.
You have to meet them
She-
first before you meet the girl.
She hit her
Wait.
head on the way here.
Oh,
Ben,
I'm not saying this nearby anyone, by the way. I'm waiting till they're very much out of the way.
I was like,
Ben, before we
Oh,
got
okay.
to the palace, could I say that I summon Hayes?
Yeah, you
Okay.
hey, you can say that Hayes is present. That's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna
Um,
command Hayes just to stay with the horse.
Okay, great.
and I'm gonna pet Hayes before we leave.
Hayes
Um,
enjoys that.
you approach the front steps, and you are met by a well-dressed member of the household staff, and he sort of leads you into this grand entry room of the house, and as he does, he says, "May I present?" What was your first name? He says to you, Artemis.
Oh, game time decision. Should I use my real name? Yeah, I'm gonna use my real name. Lord Artemis Foxgrove.
May I present Lord Artemis Foxgrove, potential suitor for Lady Katrina Ainsley. Lord Artemis Foxgrove, may I introduce you to Lord Alexander and Lady Victoria Ainsley. And you see coming down the steps, very well dressed, upper end of middle age, we're talking like 50s, couple, very wealthy, stately looking, dressed in very traditional clothes, both have sort of dark hair, graying a little bit. A handsome couple for sure.
I will bow and whisper to everyone else, bow, bow.
As we bow,
Stealthily.
Yeah.
Nyx
The butler's right there.
would like to stealthily cast See Invisibility.
Make a sleight of hand check.
27.
27. Okay, yeah, you cast the invisibility. You don't see anything invisible immediately. As Lord Alexander Ainsley and Lady Victoria Ainsley arrive at the bottom of the stairs, they come forward to you, Artemis, and just shake your hand and say, Lord Alexander Ainsley says, "It is an absolute pleasure to meet you, young man. I'm surprised by your presence, but pleasantly so. My wife and I are delighted that you are joining us. Are you intending on staying for some time?"
My lord, I certainly wouldn't want to put you out. If there's no room, accommodations can be made. The road, I will say, is a little long. We used to have 2 horses. One didn't make it. It's been a long journey, but I do welcome your hospitality, and thank you so very much for seeing me. It is an honor.
Of course. Well, right this way. Let's sit in the sitting room and get to know one another before you meet my beloved daughter.
Excellent.
And
I hope it's all right
may I
with my-
ask who the rest of your
Absolutely. These are my very dear friends. Many of them used to work for me, but now the roads being what they are, we've grown quite fond of one another, and well, they're good traveling companions. I'll introduce everyone. Mr. Bowmin, of course, my driver and main, defense against ruffians on the road. And then I'll make a point to also introduce Elina as my spiritual guide.
Well,
And-
very
yes.
good, very good.
Sorry.
Yes. Well, follow me right this way. We'll head into the sitting room and have a bit of a chat. Absolutely. As you eventually arrive in the sitting room, this like very well appointed sitting room, nice fireplace. You know, the butler pours everybody a cup of tea and brings out some biscuits to enjoy with the tea. You all are sort of drinking your tea and all that. And Lord Alexander finally looks at you, Artemis, and says, "So, if I may ask, you know, the world being what it is today, do you have proof that you are, of course, of the Foxgrove lineage?"
Goodness me. Of course. And I'll just kind of like pull out the letter of introduction and also just like kind of tap the ring a little bit, give a just kind of hand it forward.
He opens up the letter, he passes it over to Victoria. She reads it. After they both seem satisfied by it, Victoria looks up and says, "Well, I must confess, we are quite surprised by this visit. We weren't expecting this. May I ask how you heard about our daughter and the fact that we were hoping to find a good suitor for her?"
Of course. Out of game. I want to make sure I've got this correct.
Yeah.
Alice, whether May
Yeah.
is what relation to me?
Okay.
If I
Second
am
cousin-in-law.
Her husband's
husband's
family.
second cousin,
Yeah.
Second cousin-in-law.
second cousin-in-law.
Yeah. So you would probably say you're a distant cousin of the mayor. That would
Yeah.
probably be the most like normal.
Of the mayor's
way to say
late
it.
husband.
Right.
You're a distant cousin of her late husband. So you are.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Then I will present that way. Well, you see, I'm distant cousin of the mayor of Alice Weathermay, but my family was going through old ledgers and kind of having a reminiscent time through the family history a few months back, and I decided to reach out to a few old connections, times being what they are, and me being as, well, quite honestly, lonely as I am these days. And with so much land to roam, you just start to learn it all after a while, don't you? I'm sure you understand. But when Mayor Alice mentioned through a few correspondence this potential match, I felt I at once had to say, "Mr. Bowmin, get the horses ready. We have an adventure afoot." And here we are, a few months later, a few scrapes and bruises along the way, but it would be an honor to align the Foxgrove family with a family of such renown, Ainsley. So even before we had done our genealogical renaissance, I had heard a few whisperings, mumblings, and stories here and there of your influence, your courteousness, and even all the way to Dimilo, your reputation precedes you.
Well, I am quite glad to hear it. Yes, we have been looking for a good suitor for Katrina, and Katrina has been excited about finding a good suitor as well. I confess it's been a long search for a worthwhile suitor, but the Foxgrove family is a well-known family. And you say you're from Dimmonloo?
Indeed. Just outside.
Very nice, very nice. Well, she gets interrupted as you hear, like, even through the windows, the sounds of a ruckus outside. The butler steps into the room and leans down and whispers something to Lord Ainsley. And Lord and Lady Ainsley both sort of look at each other and say, if you all would just be ever so kind as to wait here, there's just a matter that we must attend to very, very quickly. It won't be long.
Anything we can help with?
We wouldn't want to trouble you. And they get up and leave the room. There is a window in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound sounds like it's coming from outside.
Are there guards in there?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Can I have Hayes go outside and try to check it out stealthily?
Sure. Hayes peeks outside. Go and make a stealth check for Hayes. Dexterity, please.
Yeah, he's a creepy boy. That is an 18.
18, nice. Hayes pokes his head out of the horse stables and sees a number of plants attacking the estate. Living trees assaulting the estate. Large, like huge collections of like vines lashing out at the workers and the buildings of the estate. And just generally like attacking things. You see that like Hayes actually has to like step back quickly as grass like quickly grows out of the ground and starts trying to wrap around his feet. And Hayes like has to step quickly to not be completely bound in one spot.
Oh my god.
Bowmin passes on all this
I'm
information.
also looking out the window.
Yeah, you see, you look out the
people
window,
are also
you
nosy.
see these like basically they look like trees attacking people. And you see you also see these like large like vine creatures lashing out at some of the workers as well.
Straight up like Burnham Wood out here.
Marty,
What?
are you sure you want to marry into this family? It looks a little haunted. See what I did there? Because we know it's haunted.
What?
I
Oh!
want to look around the room while it's empty. Once I see that trees are attacking the house.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, if I may make a suggestion,
Ooh.
I think we should probably loot the place and bounce.
We're not.
No,
I mean, I'm not.
I don't know about that.
looting. No. I'm
Really?
not looting.
I really
Makes
don't
sense.
think I don't think looting a cursed family is a great idea. I think we should probably just leave all this for the ghost evil spirits to take care of. And then maybe afterwards we can come back. But like I feel like right now we should probably just like not loot the place.
I'm gonna make sure, you know, the butler isn't just on the other side of the door listening.
You like go make a perception check.
Oh, I'm straight up gonna open the door.
Oh, you're just straight up opening the door. In that
Yeah.
case, you peek out. There's no one in the hallway.
He's
You-
looking at you.
Like the butler's not right outside. You see a couple of staff members like quickly run down the hall. One glances back and he says, "It'll just be a moment, sir. Nothing to worry about. Just
Let
sit
us know if
tight."
there's anything we could help with. Oh, just
Absolutely,
close
sir.
back up.
Absolutely. And then
I really hope they pay these people well.
Given their track record, probably not.
I got a 15 for my investigation.
okay. I mean, the liquor bottles in the liquor cabinet look like they're probably worth a
Oh, I'm
decent
not-
amount of money.
I'm not-
but
That's not the sorry. I am
you're
investigating
looking
to
for
try
clues.
to find.
You don't find any clues in the sitting room.
Well,
As a reminder, you were in the sitting room.
well, then I would
Um,
like to dig through the couch cushions.
dig through the couch first. You find 5 gold pieces.
Cool.
Is there like a family portrait over the
There is a family portrait of the
Right.
place.
What does the young woman look like?
You know,
Are there
fairly
4 people?
fairly attractive.
Right.
dark hair, very curly. She's dressed nicely. Looks quite a bit like her mother. All things considered.
The daughter of a murderer.
Yeah. Who do you think?
Murder
Who do you think
conspirator.
thought of it first?
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't know. I haven't gotten a good read on which one of them seems to more.
No one's seen the friar, have they?
No, not yet. But I don't think they'd bring him to these meet and
So
greets.
should we help?
Can I go pretend to like try to find the bathroom and snoop around?
Yeah, hold on. Bowmin, as you say, should we help? You look out the window and you see like one of the trees has literally like clubbed a stable hand just so hard that he's like on the ground and not moving anymore.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go.
Wait, Elina was introduced as the healer of the group, so you...
No, I'm just gonna chop down some trees.
Oh, okay.
The hell?
Are you gonna like open up the window and go outside through the window?
Oh no,
or
I'm
are you
running
gonna
through
make
the
your way?
wall, of course. Now I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna-
Okay, you
Go
open
through
up
the
the
window.
window and jump
Actually-
outside to try and help.
I
And that
can
seems
too.
like great. And that seems
Can we
like
go?
a pretty good place to end tonight's episode. So we will see you all next time. Thank you all for playing, and thank you all for watching. Have a good night, everyone.